Wow, which is barely anything to make a move. And that's it. Handshakes, the final Armageddon of day one. We are off. And Gukesh starts with the King's Pawn opening and a slight surprise and move too, as the Queenside Knight is the first to develop.
Okay, total switch up, totally different first move. And yeah, this potential Vienna game, whether he brings out his bishop now, which is quite trendy, or whether he pushes with pawn to f4, more Vienna King's Gambit style, we'll see a real fight. But he brings his bishop out. He wants a long game here, potentially. No easy trades, no simplifications, no forced draws. Gukesh just wants to play a game of chess.
I won't be surprised if he develops the knight in front of the king, just making sure there's no structural damage on that right flank. Knight coming to e2, shot castle, keeping that f4 option flexible as well for the middle game. For Gukesh, I think it suits his style to have extra time on the clock. He anyway pushes every game until the end. He wants to play for a win regardless of what the position is on the board. So I think those extra 3 minutes, he's got to be feeling good about playing with the white pieces.
Yeah, he's good to be playing with the white pieces. You know, he has this nice plan of going f4, but as I say that, d5 has made an appearance on the board. And take a look at that. We have some clarifications, some simplifications, and, well, Gukesh, remember, is in a must-win situation. And, well, I'm very lucky to be joined here in the studio with Divya Deshmukh. So, Divya, you just won your Armageddon game against Zhu Wenjun. How are you feeling?
Quite relieved. It was quite a stressful game. I think the opening went very well for me in the Armageddon one, so it got easier to simplify. And yet she was quite tricky, I would say, so I had to be kind of accurate, but I liked the end.
You like the end,
yeah,
of course, finishing on a high in the Armageddon. But you mentioned at the beginning that you felt very comfortable out of the opening. You were the first person to hit the confessional booth. Congratulations.
Do I get a trophy or something?
No, you get bragging rights.
Okay.
And not once, you did it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, impressive. It's usually Magnus who always goes on first and wins the confessional booth competition by far.
I actually wanted to go in more, but then she made me think a lot, and the position was getting very murky, so then I decided, let me just focus.
What moment was it during the Armageddon that you felt that you've got the match in your hands?
Actually, the end game is quite tricky, so I felt confident out of the opening, but then after, let's say, Queen G4, things were getting a bit complicated, and there were a lot of tactics in the air, and I had less time, so it was difficult, but yeah, I had no time to think if I can convert this or not. I just had to make moves.
Love it. And Divya, this is your first time at Norway Chess.
Yes.
I know, early days, and you're here with your mum.
Yeah.
Start with a first round victory against the world champion. How are you feeling so far?
Feeling very good, but I am very hungry and I want to sleep it off.
Yeah, you mentioned you were eyeing up the dried mango.
Yeah, I didn't get to eat it, but I saw that, I don't know if it is due to me, but then they placed some dried mango in the lounge for us. So I think I have a role in that.
I think they saw your confessional.
Yes, I think that is what happened. So if anybody likes the dried mango, then I am the one to thank.
Absolutely. The players will have to definitely thank you for that. And you mentioned that you're quite hungry, so we're not going to keep you for too long. But I wouldn't mind your thoughts on what's happening in this Armageddon. Were you following some of the action?
Is that the...
This is the Armageddon between Gukesh and Vincent.
I don't see the board. Where's the board?
Okay, the board is... probably get a clear view over there.
There we go. Big picture, full screen. Whose chances do you like Gukesh with white in a must-win situation?
Double the amount of time on the clock.
Yeah, big time advantage.
I think Vincent would definitely need to speed up. I think the position is very equalish right now, but I like Gukesh for now because of the time advantage, and it can get very messy very quick.
Mm-hmm. And you yourself played white in an Armageddon game. Did you have a game plan?
Black. No, I was black.
Oh, you were black, sorry.
Yeah.
My apologies. Yeah, of course you were.
But coming in the end.
Yes,
and winning
yeah,
that
of course,
queen.
of course. But
yeah.
Did you have a game plan with the white side of the Armageddon or black side? I'll try to save my question.
No, I barely had any time to recover. So I was just checking what went wrong in the classical so that I don't repeat it in the Armageddon.
Yeah, that's a good strategy. Well, Divya, thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you the best of luck, and go and get some dinner.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Do you think we'll have another table smash though this year at Norway Chess?
I think it's unlikely.
Divya, break
Unless
my
it's me. That's possible, but we'll see.
heart. All right, all the best. Divya.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Thanks.
And you had to hear from Divya. Divya saying that Gukesh definitely has a promising position. And yeah, she mentioned it's so important to keep control on the time.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
What is happening?
Just as we say that, a big moment now on the board. It is a blunder. Double question mark from Vincent Keymer. We see the arrow for the winning move. That's the computer pointing out the bishop to h6, which looks like a pure piece sacrifice, wins on the spot. That is difficult. Doesn't immediately win material. It looked like a threat, though, on the previous move. Just to show, if the queen were still back on d7, bishop to h6 is a threat, because if it were captured, the white knight lands a fork, check, wins the black queen. But after the queen's moved, it's still possible, even stronger. What do we make of this?
What we make of this is that this is unbelievable stuff, because I'm not seeing the follow-up. You know, you don't have a check on f6. It doesn't win you the queen. I don't see a queen landing on the g file to give a kiss of that checkmate on g7. Bishop h6, yes, you're seeing that idea. But pawn takes bishop. What happens next is what Gukesh is thinking.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether it's just a sacrifice on an empty square, but then you introduce the queen into the mix. But you only see it if you're looking for it.
Yeah, and this is, again, a question of how much time to burn. He might sense it. It was on his radar on the previous move, so it might be in his radar now. But even if he senses it, is he going to invest 3-4 minutes in this and lose all of his time?
That is the Gukesh pose that seems to tell me that yes, he will. At least a few minutes. He's calculating bishop h6. David, what's the next move after pawn takes bishop? What's the winning line here? Help me out. Help out a friend.
I think he has enough time to just bring his queen up. Bring his queen into the game. If the bishop is captured on this square, I'm trying to work it out as well. I think he could just bring his queen in. There are also ideas of a knight check followed by the white queen coming. He's played it.
He does it!
Whoa!
What a moment!
Beautiful move.
From a dead lost position in the classical, surviving over 50 moves in a completely gone endgame. Gukesh Domaraju is the one who's about to take this point. He finds the killer blow. Will he find the follow-up? And look at that. That's the classic move. He picks up his water bottle, and that means Gukesh has seen everything.
He knows. He knows. What a move. Move of the round. Move of the tournament so far, maybe. And just to put this on the board to show why Vincent might be reluctant to capture this bishop, why it's such a brilliant sacrifice. If pawn takes bishop, white just brings the queen up. Queen to d2. A quiet move. It's unstoppable. If you can't defend, there we go.
Instantly.
On the board. If you can't defend this pawn, it's going to be a checkmate or a winner material. If the queen steps back to try and defend, then the connection is severed. Rook up to f6, breaking the connection. Queen takes pawn check, and it's going to be the kiss of death.
That's it. You don't even defend the checkmate. It's game over, Jovanka.
It is game over. I mean, what a move. I think the thing is with Vincent, Vincent might as well have taken that bishop. Otherwise, his whole position would have collapsed. But the best shot to me is queen e6, just to hold on.
The crazy part is that Vincent played queen to h3 with the idea of fighting this exact same threat. He saw that it doesn't work. But in fact, now it comes with even more firepower because you're not going after the queen, you're going after the black king. And Gukesh took that extra minute and a half, spotted it. And we spoke about momentum, surviving that classical, taking it into the Armageddon, turning things around. And right out of the opening, a winning position for Gukesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing more satisfying than playing a move your opponent thought was impossible. They think they've got it covered. You just hit their blind spot, and it's so sweet. And I'm trying to look for defenses here. Like, maybe you can sacrifice the queen in some way. I'm looking at moving the rook, trying to bring the bishop back, desperately to defend, but there are knockout blows. White doesn't even need an immediate checkmate. White has a long, slow play attack here.
He's down to under 2 minutes right now. He's down to under 1.5 minutes right now, Vincent Keymer is.
Yeah.
No increment. A dead lost position. You could have an hour on the clock and you're not surviving this. This is a miniature Armageddon after a marathon classical.
I know, this one was worth waiting for. Bishop h6. What a blow. And I was also, like David, looking at moves like rook to e8, desperately trying to get the bishop to cover the dark squares. But this bishop on e2, it can still get into the game with moves like bishop to d3 and shake of the head from Vincent as the clock starts ticking down. It's desperate.
Wow, who knew that the Vienna was such a devastating attacking opening? We're in Oslo, Gukesh, not Vienna, but he's playing a fantastic opening. I mean, this is a miniature. 16 moves in, it's over. Like, Gukesh is about to take the win. Vincent can only desperately prolong the game. Under 1 minute, how are you going to survive another 25 moves?
He won't.
It's just impossible.
He goes f6, the pawn's captured. The only way to defend that checkmate in one, the rook moves forward.
Oh, so many tempting moves now. You can take this pawn with your rook, try to remove the defender.
You could pin the rook with bishop to c4, win the rook, win the king with queen g7 coming in next.
Oh, that is also just super strong. I guess black has to try and throw the bishop in the way, but so many winning ideas here for white.
Rook takes f6, I'm sure. Well, as you mentioned.
Over.
And he takes another pause. That's professional. You know, he's trying to find his way forward, be absolutely precise. He knows that this is game over, but he needs to put it in the bag. And for Vincent Keymer, it's got to be heartbreak, right? You feel like you should have gotten those 3 points at the classical. And here you are, 17 moves in, dead lost.
Yeah, he'll just end up with 1 point if he loses this game. Vincent Keymer, Gukesh will walk away with 1.5 points from today. And he'll be in joint second place behind Alireza Firouzja.
I just think that both players will feel very disappointed regardless of the result here in Armageddon, because Gukesh probably is thinking, oh yeah, I should have played a bit more accurately and secured that win in classical. Same feeling for Vincent, who, as we saw, the queen and pawn endgame, was feeling, yeah, I should really have done something there.
If he'd won the classical, though, Gukesh, then he wouldn't have had the satisfaction and confidence boost of playing bishop h6
Yeah.
and crushing Vincent Keymer like this.
It was a power move, I'll give you that.
He still needs to find it. He needs to play one of the two moves. And he reaches for the rook. Rook takes pawn, can't capture the rook. You get checkmated on g7. Rook takes rook is the idea. The other rook can land up on f1 as well to get every single piece into the attack. Bishop c4 in the air.
Yeah. Black's position is just creaking.
Yeah, you drop the bishop back to try and kick away the white queen. She happily steps back, and when the king moves, the black rook is lost. This is a miniature under 30 seconds.
Oof.
I think even if he survives and Gukesh blunders here, you don't make 20-something moves in 20 seconds. He drops his knight into the center. Desperation from Vincent Keymer.
I mean, Gukesh is already looking at forcing lines, right? Takes the rook, gives a check. The knight comes in. The queen and the knight, the deadliest attacking combination. He's calculating his way to checkmate in this position, Gukesh is.
So are there any tricks abound? Like you take the knight, black will also flick in a check, and then hoping for some light square bishop check on the long diagonal.
Yeah, at least it looks a bit scary. At least it's some counterplay for black. I think Gukesh won't take that Trojan horse unless he has to.
He goes for the rook.
Yeah.
He's going for the black king. The queen's about to step up. The knight's about to step up, both coming in with the check. The knight on e5 can be captured at any moment.
Yeah. Check. If the king comes forward, the white knight steps back beautifully. Fork, but also I think leading to checkmate. And if the king goes back, also feels like the end is near.
I mean, either Keymer gets mated or he gets flagged.
Yeah, or both.
But where is the checkmate? You can throw in a knight check. Maybe you just introduce the old rook into the game. No need for any calculation.
The eval bar says M12, mate in 12. He doesn't need to calculate it. He takes the piece back. He's 2 pawns up, Gukesh, and he's got the attack.
Ooh, bishop h6, a move to remember.
Yeah.
Check. The white rook's now got an open d-file. There
Handshake.
we go.
Gukesh wins that Armageddon with a stunner. Bishop h6. That is going to bring a smile to Gukesh's face. What a day. What a game. What a match between these two.